In order to achieve this look, you will need some large vinyl decals. I do offer these printing services. I won't design them, but I will print and ship them out to you. I will leave that link in the description area. I will also leave the measurements in the description area as well for each piece. And this is for the standard tables. The tables I did find on Marketplace, but they are also on Amazon, Target, and at Walmart. But I will also try to check your local Goodwill as well. Let's look, see what I got. I'm using Eco Mist spray. And I do have razor knife, razor, and I do have this staple gun. Okay, anyone will do, a basic one is fine. And then I do have the staples. So these are the wrong staples. You need 1/8. Do not get 3/8. 1/8. But I was not about to re-record this video over these staples. You can use a electric one, or you could use a handheld one, but this is just faster, so it just depends what you want to do. So for the chairs, I think one of my chairs is missing a bolt. I got it like this from the person I bought it from. But you're going to remove this and this. Let's focus. There we go. You're going to move those two. And then you're going to flip it. And you are going to remove these screws, okay? And the reason why is because we're trying to get this top piece off, okay? So you're going to do that to both sides, to both chairs, okay? So that's that on both chairs. Same thing with the table. Let's move this stuff off the table. Okay. See that? All these screws. You're gonna take them off because you have to. Okay, so don't take off the ones, of course, for the actual table legs. You're just removing the ones that attach these two pieces here, okay? So we'll come back after that, but that's what you're removing. Screws from the table and screws from the chair. Front plate, sitting at the same time. Okay, so I did forget two things. You need scissors too. And then I do suggest getting like 3 cups. Get 3 cups. 1 for table, and then 1 for each set for the chairs, okay? So I'm using power drill because it's easier. This is me, power drill. It's quicker with the power drill. It is a little bit harder, but I was saying I have a cup here, and in my cup, I'm just dropping them into each of the cups. So this first cup is for the tables, and then when I move to the chairs, I'm going to put them in a perspective. 1 for the top, 1 from the bottom. So you might want to label them, but that's what I'm doing, is taking the power drill, going along all of these, and I'm removing the screws. So you're going to follow the same steps for the rest of them. So I'm not going to record that part, but just take off all the rest of the screws. This is what the chair looks like afterwards. I've taken it off. I want you guys to be mindful of something so you don't put it on backwards, okay? If you lift the chair up, you can actually see what is the front of the chair and what's the back of the chair. So just make sure you don't put it upside down. You don't want to put it like this. You don't want to do this because it may not fit. See there? It's not going to fit correctly. It's a little off. So just make sure you're applying it, putting it back on the correct way. So I would just suggest like leaving it like this. So when you're ready to do the chair, you know exactly how it's supposed to go. But this is what the naked chair looks like with nothing on it. And this is what you should have. Now, I am 100% positive you could spray paint these. So if you're not able to find a certain color, definitely spray paint them. I will let them dry for at least like 24 to 48 hours before trying to put the rest of the wrap on. But this is what it should look like. And this here is the naked table. So remember, don't take the legs off. That's not necessary. You can honestly leave those on. So next is taking off these over. Right, so make sure this is wiped down. This table's kind of beat up naturally. That's what it looks like when I bought it. So take your Eco Mist spray and you're gonna spray the table enough. You don't want it super wet, but you do want to spray it because spray it well, because we're going to take our design for the tabletop and place it on top. Okay, so I'm just going to spray. And I'm spraying the table and not the paper yet. And that's a good little coat on there. So this lets me position. It's a little windy. This lets me position this and reposition it as needed. Okay, so I'm gonna pick this up and I'm flipping it. Okay, so I can see how much room I have, and I'm just making sure that I have enough room to wrap it, and I do. Okay, so at this point, if you want to spray more, you can. It's not really necessary because it is on there. Okay, and I'm making sure that I'm not losing any part of my design. You do not want it to touch these outside pieces. So you don't want this, like this right here will be an issue. So we're gonna cut that off. Okay, and then we're gonna take our staple gun and we're gonna just start pulling, going around the whole table. We're gonna come to the corners last, okay? So corners are last. So I have my staple gun. I'm gonna start stapling. And it was at this moment I knew I had messed up. When you do this part before you staple, don't do like this, man. Go somewhere else. Put it on a flat surface, a sturdier table. It's okay to like use it to line up your top piece for the table, but do not attempt to staple it on top of this weak little table, y'all. It's too much force for what we're trying to do. So go to a different area. That's it. Continue. All right. So don't do what I did. So this right here is too long. You can either use scissors or a razor. That's why I picture both, scissors or razors. But we just want to cut it a little bit. So I like to crease mine so I know. And I'm just going to cut a little bit off. I'm not going to do too much, because if you cut too much off, that can honestly, there goes the whole table. So just do a little bit at a time. See, and that's pretty good actually. It's actually pretty good. So I'm tugging it and pulling. Tugging and pulling, y'all. Watch your fingers. And my one staple's on this side. Don't really want to go in too well. but it's all good. So tug and pull. Here we go. And make sure you push down, okay? So you can see those kind of sticking up. Push down when you do it. So tug, pull, push. Scissors, cut, cross, cross, down. Ooh, that's pretty. Besides the fact that I have to literally cut my damn finger. So I actually probably didn't even need to put it down like that. Alright, one more time. Scissors. Cross. Cross. Stay. You don't need it to go all the way through like that. I'm right now. Kill myself. Alright, anyways. One more time. Try to watch my fingers. Cut. Cross. Cross. Stay. That is so cute. All right, so now you have the top of your table done. How cute. I was like super hype about this. All right, moving on. So for this part, I'm just trimming down the excess vinyl, and we are actually going to repeat the same exact steps and the same exact process as we did for the top of the table. So getting the Eco Mist spray, spraying the top of the chair, and if you want to, you can go ahead and spray the back of it. It's just easier for me if I'm able to spray the actual chair plate first. And there I am checking it again to make sure it's the right way, because it will look funny if it's not. So there we go. I'm just going to go ahead and line it up, and I'm flipping it over to see exactly where I want it, and then I'm going to go ahead and spray it. All right, so we're repeating the same exact steps. You won't need as many staples for this back part. I am trimming off the excess. I should have trimmed off some more, you'll see on the opposite side, but I was too hype about how it was turning out that I was like, whatever. But make sure you trim it down some more. I mean, it is the bottom or the back of the chair, so no one really is gonna see what it looks like, but yeah, that really didn't matter too much to me. And then we're going to do the same corners, and then you'll see me doing a cut down the center, and then I'm just overlapping those two pieces and stapling it. And then I'm checking to make sure it's super tight. And I know my head is in the way a little bit, but we're not doing anything different than what we've done than what we did for the actual tabletop. So you're gonna do this to both chairs, splitting them and then crossing, and that's it. Now for this next part, it can be a tad bit tricky. You're going to peel off the entire vinyl sticker, and you are going to align it with that top panel piece there. Now this vinyl is repositionable, so it's not going to be the end of the world. Look at that. You're going to see me struggle. Like, what the heck is going on? It was at this moment I'm like, you know what? I hate it here. And I was going to take this part out, but I was like, let me just show them that you're still able to use it. So I know you see it like folding, you're gonna be like, oh shoot, there you go, boom. Aha, look at that. Go ahead and still put it on there because it's not ruined, and now I'm gonna place it on top. So it is not that difficult to work with. You really don't care about what the back of it looks like, just because no one literally will ever see what the back of this looks like unless they physically take it apart. So I'm just stretching and tugging and pulling, but with the vinyl you don't want to stretch and tug and pull too much because it will overstretch it. So you just want to do a little bit, tuck it around those corners, around those bends. I mean, this is probably to me a little bit less work than the rest of it, but it can go horribly wrong if you pull the vinyl too much. So that's what you'll see me do here. And then this is where we just get the staple gun and staple a little bit in the back. Look at it. Ooh, ah. And you can't even tell, you can't even tell that I was fighting for my life a few seconds ago. There's me, a little mini celebration there and a little extra piece. All right, there I go, a little overkill. And that's it, y'all. Now at this moment, what you want to do is to put it back together. I didn't get an entire video of placing the entire set back together because I find it hard to believe. I mean, if you've already taken it apart, I'm pretty sure you could put it back together. There is 4 screws for the bottom plate. There are 2 for that back panel. And on that table, y'all, there's a whole bunch. I didn't feel like counting all those screws. Just know that there was a lot. So my handheld screwdriver, the electric one, died, and I had to sit here and do this by hand. Super irritated. So I do recommend using one that runs by power because it will be a lot quicker. But I'm not gonna keep the video going. I'm gonna stop right here and then just show the finished result. I did want to add before that, just to make sure you are not covering up any of the holes with the vinyl where the screw is supposed to go, especially in that back plate. So just be mindful of that. But I mean, it honestly is just putting it back together. All right, so please like, share, subscribe for more. Appreciate you. Bye.